Before we get to the movie, I want to talk about an unrelated director. He's one of the great action movie directors of all time. He's brought us such movies as Predator, The Hunt for Red October, The Last Action Hero, and most notably, Die Hard.
Yes.
It's John McTiernan.
Yes.
Did you know he went to prison?
I didn't know that, no.
What happened was he made a false statement to an FBI investigator in February 2006 about hiring a private investigator to illegally wiretap the producer of his movie Rollerball. This was in 2000.
Yeah.
He made the false statement in 2006. He finally went to prison in 2013, where he served a year, did a penny in the joint, as they say. And now he's out and he's doing stuff for prison advocacy and I guess trying to make another movie.
Oh, so he's like, guys, prisons are terrible. We need to do something about it.
Exactly. He went to prison for Rollerball. I'm going to give up a year of my life for Rollerball. That's all. Welcome back to the basement, Craig Benzine.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. You know what? This really feels like a basement.
It is a basement.
No, that's why. Yeah.
I hope that you'll enjoy it, and I hope that you'll help me, because tonight we need to catch a thief.
Catch a thief. You know, I think I've seen like half of this movie.
Released in 1955, TCAT was directed by Alfred Hitchcock and stars Cary Grant, Grace Kelly, and John Williams. Not the composing man, the acting man.
Okay.
It was based on the novel of the same name by David Dodge. This was Hitchcock's first film of 5 made using the VistaVision widescreen process, and his last film of 3 to feature Grace Kelly.
Okay.
Soon after this, she became the Princess of Monaco.
Well, la-ti-da.
La-ti-da. Cary Grant had retired from acting 2 years earlier, feeling that the new wave of method actors like Marlon Brando and Montgomery Clift were making him somewhat obsolete. He was lured out of retirement for this film, and he ended up acting for another 11 years.
Wow. Don't quit.
How does one catch a thief? One method is by using a sketch artist.
Oh, yeah?
Sketch out what the thief may look like. You get a better idea of who they are.
Sure.
Tonight's gift might just help you catch a very specific type of thief.
Whiskers the cat.
That's right. You use that little pencil and you put the dark sand on his face and you make him to have different identities.
You know what? My daughter is going to love this.
Great.
For real. She loves cats. She loves drawing. Oh my God.
Well, put on your detective badge and follow the clues all the way over to the old leather couch, where we'll be watching a bit of excitement and intrigue known as To Catch a Thief. If you find yourself with a case of Hitchcock, see a doctor immediately. Do you think his friends called him Fred or Alf?
Probably Alfred.
Yeah, I think he probably would insist on the full name.
Yeah.
My feelings exactly, lady.
My diamonds! My diamonds!
My diamonds! Oh, my diamonds! To Catch a Thief begins with the news that the cat prowls again. There's someone out there stealing the jewels of wealthy people. And everyone thinks it's John Roby, retired cat burglar. Shouldn't a retired cat burglar be in prison? I mean, isn't that the retirement plan?
These new burglaries are not done by the cat, but by someone else who's imitating the cat.
The police come by his place. He eludes them. John Roby is on the run. He... Deux oiseaux. Un directeur. I got my French talking down.
Okay. Can you do it without sounding like you're vomiting?
Nope. He goes to see his former partner, Bertani, who owns a restaurant. Bertani is his old buddy, not only from cat burgling, but from the days of the French resistance during the war.
Naturally, you are innocent.
Listen, if my parole is broken, they'll throw away the key. I came here for one reason.
To kick ass and chew escargots.
I've got to catch this imitator myself. Come on, Bertani, what have you got?
2 days ago, a man came into this restaurant. I did not like him.
Why not?
He kept sending back his soup.
He asks me strange questions.
Like, who is that chair?
Cops show up. He has to escape with Bertani's daughter, Danielle.
She and Roby know each other, and she is flirtatious with him.
School's open again. Professor Roby will now conduct a class in bad manners or how to get spanked in a hurry.
Ah, here we go.
Well, In that case, we should hurry.
We'd better get to that spanking.
You can't promise a spanking and not show it, you know?
It's like they're never going to spank.
Yeah.
Roby goes to the flower market to meet with
H.H. Houston, Lloyd's of London.
What he wants is for Houston to give him a list of the people with the most expensive jewels.
So that he knows where this cat imitator is going to go next, so he can catch him in the act, clear his name.
Suppose it falls into the wrong hand.
Oh, we're jogging now. Oh, yes, I feel we're positively at a trot. Houston and Roby have lunch.
Why did you?
Who did you? Where did you? Did I get them all?
This is the quiche Lorraine. I think you'll enjoy this.
Quiche, yes, I've heard of it. I never had it though. It looks.
Oh, it's not too quiche-y. Oh, very quiche-y. Oh, delightful. Finally, Houston gives him the list, and the number one candidate for jewel theft is
Mrs. Stevens, the American woman with the diamonds and the daughter.
in that order.
Cat's going to go poop.
Roby goes to the casino and does a little gambling under the assumed name of Mr. Burns.
Where he meets Francie and Mrs. Stevens. He gets to know them by means of dropping money in a lady's front parts.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, madam.
I'll bet 10 on boobs. Blue, black. What? Where am I?
Well, that was a 10,000 franc plaque.
10,000 franc plank would be my name, my stage name, if my name was Plank and I lived in France. That's probably the dumbest thing I've said all year. She liked it. He hangs out with Mrs. Stevens, who is a drunk.
If Jeremiah were only here.
The prophet Jeremiah. He would tell us all kinds of things.
Poor Jeremiah. He'll never know how close he came to 20 million barrels of oil.
20 million barrels of oil on the wall, 20 million barrels of oil.
Take one down, you pass it around. 19,999,999 barrels of oil on the wall.
Mr. Burns, would you call me Jessie?
I'd be happy to.
You old sot.
Mr. Houston, would you call me Jessie?
Shut up, woman!
Francie kisses him goodnight out of nowhere.
They just met.
He's very not affected by this at all, and he goes to bed. Francie is being very flirtatious and invites him to the beach for some fun in the sun. Let's both jump out the window and we can ride to the ground on your hat. Danielle is also there. Good old spankable Danielle.
They talk for a little while. There's a lot of talking.
Roby, under the guise of Mr. Burns, claims to want to rent a villa in the area. Francie offers to give him a lift.
Well, I guess I can't seem to get out of this gracefully, so let's go.
Gracefully.
Yeah.
And she's like, carry me to the car.
They're being tailed by someone, probably the cops. They look at this villa. It's real nice.
You never mention your wife.
Never found the time to get married.
Well, this scene needs a scarf wrangler. That thing's just going all over the place. You think that something like that would drive Hitchcock nuts?
Yeah.
Pin that scarf down. Francie notices the tail, and since she's a bit of a lead foot,
They drive in a car really, really, really fast.
Yes, police following you. John Roby, the cat.
Oh, she knows. What?
They have a picnic. That chicken looks horrible. I wouldn't want to eat that. That chicken looks like it was run over by the car that was tailing them.
You just don't talk the way an American tourist ought to talk. You never mention business or baseball or television.
Or the Ford F-150.
Chickeny. She invites him to her room for cocktails and dinner and fireworks. We've got a fine view of the screensaver.
May I have a brandy?
Please.
Would you care for one?
No, thank you.
Can't see the glass. I'm pouring brandy everywhere.
I know you're not trying to rent that villa. I know you were casing it so you could rob it. She wants to help. She wants to have an exciting life too.
What do you say?
My only comment would be highly censorable.
Hello, Nosferatu. That morning, Mrs. Stevens wakes up to find her jewels stolen. And Francie knows that Robbie did it.
Now, the big question is, where do we go from here?
To jail.
To jail, L'chaim. I don't know where that came from. Just saw Fiddler on the Roof recently.
Oh, Mother!
The police come, and Roby escapes. They're searching everywhere. Houston finally finds Roby. He's doing a little bit of fishing.
I need your help.
Perhaps I need yours even more. You see, my superiors at the London office.
They're going ape shit.
I've never seen a fisherman look that good.
He's dressed like Bob Dylan. Once upon a time, I fished with a line. Pulled the fish in my prime. Didn't I? And Roby says, I got a note from the cat.
Roby, stay away from the Silvers Villa tonight. It's my night to yell, not yours.
That's my turf, bro.
Roby, that note is obviously bait for a trap.
Exactly. I'm going.
The police might get you, and the whole thing will turn out rather badly.
Oh, my goodness, it might turn out to be quite a tiffle.
At night, a man is killed with a wrench. His name is Foussard. The media is now saying that was the cat, and he's now dead. Roby knows better. That guy was in the resistance with him during the war, and he had a wooden leg. He couldn't possibly be a cat burglar. At the funeral for the man, you are responsible for his death. Roby?
Get out of here, killer, murderer!
Whoa. That was technically a spanking, a face spanking.
Was, yeah, finally.
Meets up with Francie by her car.
Are you going to make it hard for me to apologize?
Yes, I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs so I can't hear you. It's going to be very difficult.
They should work together at this upcoming soiree.
We're going to catch the cat with the help of you and your mother. So they go to this costume party. Check out these danglies and my necklace. Oh, she's brought the Unsullied. Roby is wearing this big, weird, identity-concealing costume. At some point, he goes back to the room to get something for Mrs. Stevens. But what he's really doing is he's switching costumes with someone else so that he can go up to the roof and intercept the cat. Mr. Houston is in that costume, and he's very put out. Oh, it's Mambo time. Happens in every great party. Mambo time.
Mambo time didn't last very long.
No, it did not last long at all. Huh. This party's a little too hoity-toity. Yoink. Yoink. Yoink.
And a yoink.
Someone is creeping and a-creeping and a-creeping. Hopefully they'll get caught because their beeper starts beeping. He runs and chases the shadowy figure.
And it's Danielle! What?
She's been stealing these jewels all the time.
She ends up hanging off the roof.
Oh, pull me up!
Now all the diamonds are broken. She's been doing it at the behest of Mr. Bestini, Mr. Butani, Mr. Butari. That guy.
Batanis was behind me.
Telling them down there, remember?
Batanis was behind me!
That's right.
And now go, hoo babadi boo! His name is cleared. The day is saved.
Were you afraid to admit that you just can't do everything by yourself? And that you needed the help of a good woman?
A much, much younger woman. There's no reason why he and Francie can't be together, get married, move in. This seems like a good place for my mother to move into as well. Oh, no! I guess this movie ultimately shows us that John Roby has what it takes to catch a thief. Congratulations. We have caught a thief.
Well, we didn't do it.
We watched a movie about catching a thief.
Yeah, we did. You know movies aren't real life, right?
Yeah, but you live vicariously through a movie, Craig.
That's true.
This is why we watch them. This is the thrill of movie watching.
You're right. I shouldn't have shattered the illusion. I'm sorry.
How does this stand for you in the canon of Hitchcock films?
Kind of low.
Yeah, it was very popular when it came out. It's really talky.
It's just talking.
When you have a lot of dialogue, like in say Dial M for Murder, there's a lot of dialogue in there. But the dialogue is very vibrant and interesting. And in this, so much of it was just utilitarian.
Pretty unnecessary. Reiterating plot points.
The thing about Hitchcock is his movies are all about space. The spaces that he puts in his shot compositions, spaces of no dialogue, slow editing choices. And I think this at times had that too, but so often it just felt like empty space.
I guess I'd use the word boring.
I thought the movie as a whole has a neat plot.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
neat.
The idea of a cat burglar having to come out of retirement to catch another cat burglar.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
But I would have expected more burgling then. Like it was mostly just talking.
And all the burglary happened, exactly, it happened off camera. The final scene on the rooftop was really cool. The use of darkness and shadow. I think the movie needed more of that. Mostly what the movie had going for it were these beautiful vistas and these helicopter shots, which I think these are some of the first helicopter shots that were done in movies. Because they didn't have a camera rig that they could do that with. And I think they might have invented it for this movie. I'm not positive.
Okay. Well, and they also spent so much time just showing the party.
The car chase was boring. Just lose them already. We know you're going to.
Yeah.
Just do it. So I think I fell for what the movie wanted me to fall for. I think I know what's happening. I think I know what's happening.
I think I know what's happening.
At first I thought Francie was helping the thief, and then I thought Francie was the thief.
I kind of thought that too. It also occurred to me that it could be Danielle.
The guy who plays Bertani, he's a French actor, and he did not speak English at all. All his dialogue was dubbed. Did they dub him with himself? Because the dubbing was atrocious. I just couldn't understand any of that. So was he just phonetically pronouncing into a microphone? Why didn't they just get another actor who has a better command of the language?
Yeah.
And also, that guy was okay, but he was nothing special.
No.
Cast someone who could speak English.
Yeah, they didn't need that guy.
Right.
Was he like a famous French actor?
Maybe. And why was he doing those weird fades?
That scene ended very abruptly.
How much did you get away with last night?
That was really weird.
I think that happens sometimes in Hitchcock movies.
He fades.
Weird, but he fades, but also weird pacing moments.
Hitchcock does a lot of style stuff that doesn't age well. Like the fireworks. It was just so weird. I think it was supposed to be funny. Oh, they're making some fireworks.
They're making fireworks.
Cary Grant wasn't...
He wasn't very charismatic.
He wasn't dashing. Which he doesn't have to be. He sort of was playing the world-weary ex-thief. He did that well, but at the same time, we expect a little more flair from Cary Grant. If you were a world-famous thief, burglar...
Which I might be.
What would your nickname be?
The Craig. It's not a nickname.
I don't think that's a wise choice.
That's not a nickname, is it? No.
Your nickname would be @CraigBenzine. Follow me at...
Yeah, subscribe to Wheezy Waiter. That would be...
To Catch a Thief has thieved and been caught. And now it's time for us to catch some other movies in a segment we like to call Seen It.
Seen It.
Sean Henry writes, Killers of the Flower Moon, one of the Scorsese masterworks. The sense of encircling peril was terrifying. It was like watching Invasion of the Body Snatchers, so intimate the threat. Seen It.
Seen It. I really like that comparison to Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
The whites are this invasive species that are coming in and preying on...
One's just being picked off and another's being picked off and they don't know what's happening.
It's too damn long.
It's pretty long.
And when I say it's too long, I don't mean 3.5 hours is too long for a movie. I mean that movie was too long.
That felt too long to you?
The last hour of it was so taut and riveting, and the 2.5 hours before that just needed a little trimming.
I didn't feel that. I felt like enthralled.
It feels like Scorsese's at a point where he's like, I can do whatever I want. And if he could do this back in 1980, we'd have a 3.5 hour Raging Bull. We'd have a 4 hour Goodfellas. And I don't think those would necessarily be better movies as a result.
Leo meets with Robert De Niro's character.
King.
They never discuss the actual plan that's going to happen. You never see a transformation in Leo's character to be, okay, I'm going to have to kill these people now. You never see that.
Right.
It just starts happening.
He had this disconnect of, I am married to this Indian woman and I love her and I truly love her and we have kids together, but I'm going to kill off her family.
And he doesn't even think about that being wrong.
Right.
Tom Florio finally saw Requiem for a Dream. Hard to call such a powerfully disturbing movie favorite, but damn, I don't think I will ever forget it.
Seen it.
Seen it.
You say you've seen this 10 times?
Something like that.
This is a very intense, oftentimes disturbing movie.
Yeah.
I don't fault it for that. But I think sometimes when movies have that quality, they do themselves a disservice on the first view. Mm-hmm. Because when I saw that, I was just so blown away by it that it turns out I missed a lot of it. I happened to watch it again, circumstantially, and I wasn't so overwhelmed and awed by it that I was able to see a lot of subtleties and nuances, get a sense of what the movie's really talking about. You know, it's not just simply talking about addiction. It's talking about having unfulfilled dreams.
Yeah.
And about all the things in American life that are addictive, not just the drugs.
Right. Television. Or being famous.
I feel like this is a movie that warrants a second or even third viewing, even though this one is not a fun revisit.
I remember being so in awe of just how it was shot, how beautiful it is, and showing it to my girlfriend at the time. She didn't get through it. She started crying, and it was a big mistake.
Yeah. B.N. Bell, It's a Wonderful Life. Of course I've seen it.
Seen it.
I've been watching this movie my whole life. I've talked about it on the show before, but I'm going to talk about it again because every time I see it, every time, Craig, I notice something new. And that's the hallmark of a great movie. That's what keeps you going back to a movie over and over again. Yeah. And the thing that I noticed, it's a scene between George Bailey and his wife, and she's telling him that she's pregnant. She goes, George Bailey lassos stork. Yeah. And Jimmy Stewart, the actor, breaks up. He breaks character. You can tell, because he laughs at it, but you can tell he's not laughing in character. They start fading before her line is finished. So it fades out really fast on him, so you can't see him, like, look at the camera or do whatever. He totally does. Another thing I noticed on my last viewing of this was once he finds out he's never been born and he's running around town, how much it turns into a horror movie. It's like you're watching a German expressionist horror film. It is at times terrifying.
That's like the whole concept of the movie, right? Yeah. But that happens way at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like most of the movie is set up for that.
The last half hour, pretty much.
From Guy Lund. Curious whether either of you saw Maestro and your thoughts on it. To me, it had a couple of moments of simply huge cinema, but seems to always hold the audience at arm's length, as it seems to acknowledge it had nothing specific to say about Bernstein, his legacy, or his complicated personal life.
Seen it.
Seen it.
It was a weird experience for me because I don't think it is a good movie, but there were parts of it that just really stuck with me and really blew me away. Yeah. Visually as well as performatively. I thought Bradley Cooper's performance was amazing.
Yeah.
But the movie doesn't really say much. It doesn't really do much.
It is kind of about where creativity meets
personal life and
family
life. Yeah, exactly.
Which is not a new idea.
I enjoyed it throughout the whole thing. And then 10 minutes after it was over, I thought, what was that? Like, what did I just see? I don't think I saw much. It's a flabby movie. Like, that could definitely use some cutting. There's that scene where Bernstein is at a party and he's doing cocaine.
Yeah, yeah.
And he never does cocaine again in the movie. Yeah. It did not need to be there at all.
It was very weird.
And again, there's that scene during the Macy's parade when he and his wife are having an argument. Yeah. And it ends, and then Snoopy just floats by. Yeah. I just thought, that's amazing. I've never seen anything like that in a movie.
It was a series of things that happened, basically.
There's a place you can go to catch up on this show, and it's our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. You can catch up on all of our past episodes, and there are PayPal donation buttons there that you can click on to make a contribution to this show, a one-time donation or a rolling monthly donation. Please do that. That helps us out, and we appreciate it. And I want to single out one person who made a very generous one-time donation. It's John.
Do I do that?
Sure.
John.
And I also want to shout out our new monthly donors, Vance and Natalie. Thank you as well. Craig will be here next week for unboxing. We're going to open the mail and have lots more surprises. And now you should check this out.
What are they going to check out?
It's a... Don't you worry. I'm going to fix it in post.
Okay. All right. Good.
Oh, damn it. It's a Wonderful Life is on my other list. No, I'll have to go up and get it.
Okay.
You just hang out here for a second.
Okay.
Don't get into any mischief.
Matt has left the room, and it's just me now. Me and you. So, I would like to reveal, that I'm kind of an opera singer. Lo sala mio. Or something.
What the hell is going on down there?
I've got to catch this imitator myself.